mentioned that when you started at Sassetti, probably early 2000s, 20 people. Where are you guys at today?
So we're just over 50 people now.
A lot of growth.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. So talking about growth, when I started reaching out to you and say, hey, would love to have you on the podcast, we talked a little bit about what growth means to Sassetti, and maybe you can talk a little bit about some of the exciting things you guys are focused on. And one of the questions or topics that is coming up across the industry right now is we have to grow. If we're not growing, we're dying. We have to grow, and growing in terms of top line. I mean, look at all the consolidation and private equity. We're looking at bigger firms. There's 17 firms today over $1 billion. And so, when I was talking to you about this, you guys have a really focused strategy right now in kind of two different areas. And I'd love to talk a little bit about that and get your guys' perspective on growth.
Yeah, I mean, I think as our firm has evolved, right, we're trying to kind of figure out exactly what space we want to be in and who we want to be. And as you grow and as you have partners transition out, we really want to make sure that we're putting ourselves in a position to be as successful as we can. And so that really revolves around not just growth, but strategic growth, right? So we want to make sure that we're, really focusing in specific areas. So our two strategies that we're really working on right now, one is around, specific industry niche areas and saying, okay, what are we best at? We spent a lot of time over the last 2 years really digging in internally and understanding our people, what areas do they have experience in, and what do they want to work in, right? Like there's
Sure.
such a challenge for talent. Like we want to make sure that we're really meeting them where they are and understanding, okay, what are areas that are interesting to them or that they want to continue to work in, and where are our current clients and where do we think there's opportunities at in the market that we're in. So we really narrowed that down to 3 specific areas around non-for-profit, manufacturing, and technology. And so we've built out groups around those 3 areas, and we're really trying to, again, just grow, find opportunities in those spaces. And then we're not necessarily shedding everything outside of that, but we are being more strategic about accepting anything that's outside of that area.
Sure.
And we're looking at our current clientele to see what continues to be a fit and what doesn't. So I think, to your point, like maybe our top line revenue isn't going to grow as significantly over the next few years. But I think that our focus is really on that bottom line and saying, okay, how can we get more profitable clients? How can we make sure that we're being more efficient in our processes? And a lot of that comes down to streamlining the type of work that we're doing. And then the second area that we're really focusing on, again, similar to a lot of other firms, is building out those advisory services.
Yeah.
We think there's obviously a lot more profitability in certain services in that area. So we've added on HR services, we've added wealth management, we have digital advisory, and we've always had we've had CAS at least for 6 or 7 years, but really trying to focus more on that higher end CFO advisory type work in the CAS space. And then we've also have some support around marketing. So as you mentioned, what we've done is we've really built out like a kit that we call it for entrepreneurs or new business owners to say, hey, we can kind of come in and handle everything you need from a back office perspective to let you focus on building your business. And so we're really excited about that. We've had the opportunity to roll that out to a few clients now. And we see that as a real great opportunity, again, just really helping them build their business and have that support system in the background and helping us build out those different advisory services in those different spaces.
That's super exciting. I think industry